Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title suggests, we're going to be talking about consular reports of birth abroad, but in this video, unlike our other video associated with consular reports of birth abroad for Americans born in Thailand, this video is about Thais born outside of Thailand. Thailand takes a rather interesting approach with respect to its nationality laws. They basically apply a broadly based across the board jus sanguinis policy, which is basically someone born to a Thai is always going to be a Thai. So it's kind of a bloodline type of policy with respect to nationality. And this is regardless or irrespective of where they're born. So born in the kingdom, born outside the kingdom is largely irrelevant. It all comes down to the parentage of the individual in question. So a child born to a Thai or Thais outside of the kingdom is presumably born with Thai nationality, although documenting up that nationality is a requirement of the parents or perhaps later the child. Preferably the parents, as getting this issue sorted out as quickly as possible after birth is optimal. I've dealt with multiple different consular report of birth abroad matters along with colleagues of mine on the Thai side as well as on my own with respect to American issues. And the longer this goes by, the more difficult it is to deal with proving up the nationality of the individual in question, as well as just sort of a general kind of, for lack of a better term, institutional inertia that kind of operates against an individual coming along 18, 20 years down the road to take up their nationality. I don't think it's a conscious thing going on here, but I do think that individuals involved in processing those individuals through maybe subconsciously are kind of moving a little slower in all aspects of this, because the thinking is, well, you know, where you been for 20 years if it's taken 20 years for that individual to come along. That being said, that's not a legal argument against one taking up their nationality or documenting up their nationality. But that being said, getting this done as quickly as possible is the best course of action. So a Thai born, say, in the United States is going to go ahead and need a consular report of birth abroad issued, which is like a birth certificate issued by the consulate with jurisdiction over the individual. That individual will then, their parents will then need to apply for a passport on their behalf in order to travel back into Thailand. And then presumably the best way to deal with it is to get that individual registered onto a Tebian bond or a house book at the earliest possible opportunity. In some cases, it may be possible to do this abroad, but I've often found that it's probably the most straightforward course of action to bring that individual back to Thailand as soon as possible, get them onto their house book, and then once that's done, pretty much everything from there just sort of happens in short order. So the thing to take away from this video is consular report of birth abroad can and is issued by the consulate with jurisdiction over the individual's place of birth. It's a good idea to get that issued as soon as possible. Passports can be issued shortly thereafter on younger children. And then as soon as possible, getting back to the kingdom and getting into the house registration database is the best idea, especially if that child is going to remain abroad for a substantial period of time thereafter, so that they can go ahead and get passports on their own later, et cetera, et cetera. ID card. Thai ID cards can be issued abroad, but as of now, it's my understanding it's best if the individual is already in a house book back here in Thailand before getting that ID issued abroad, as it can cause complications if that individual is not in the database at the time they try to go ahead and get their ID card issued. So these are some things to think about. Those who are interested in these matters are urged to contact a firm like ours if you're having real issues with this. This can get complicated. It can get quite time consuming. It can get resource and time expensive. So really good idea to get this sorted as quickly as possible after a child is born.